Hello, class. I just wanted to show you a couple little quick things. As you know, all of our lives have been changed dramatically. I was on my way to New York City when all of this really hit the fan, and I was probably like a lot of you, met with some trepidation, disappointment, lots of different concerns were coming up as a lot of news was breaking daily. Everything from the stock market crashes, to all of the economic concerns that many of you are facing, as well as the concerns, very real concerns about disease and epidemics. So it's been a trying time for all of us, and I just wanted to let you know that just like all of you, our lives have been upended as well, and trying to get a little bit of normality back in our lives is going to be pretty important. So I wanted to just again let you know that I'm here for you if you need anything. I wanted to send you a message of support, solidarity, and to let you know that if your major concerns are doing well in the class, and your big concerns are trying to get assignments in on time, and to help out, um, yeah, just trying to get your assignments in on time and get your work in, then what I don't want you to do is to really freak out over this class. This class is, of course, very important, but your lives are also pretty important. I want you to, first of all, take care of yourself, make sure that you're in a good place, and then we'll situate ourselves. So as long as it fits within our class time frame, which essentially ends on May 5th, then you should be good, really, by following some of the basic rules that we started off with the class. If you remember in the syllabus, there's a line about how do you do well in this class, and basically how you do well in this class is turning your papers in on time, getting your work in, doing strong, making as strong as work as possible, and yeah, and otherwise just showing up in class. Well, guess what? We're going to throw a lot of that out the window. As far as your time frames in the class, I'm allowing you to have a very broad window with this. I went ahead and set up the due dates for our assignments and kept them as they are. However, there are no late penalties at all for anything that comes in. There was an assignment previous. I'm sorry, there was an assignment that's coming up. So anything after all of our after all of our trials recently is going to count whenever it comes in to me. As long as it comes in during this class time, then you're going to be fine. What I don't want you to do is to really freak out over deadlines when you have other things coming up in your lives. Everything from being forced to go back to your home countries to losing jobs, losing work, and I just don't want that to be one of the big things that's weighing you down, trying to get an interview assignment in or get a book review or something like that. So with all that said, what I want you to do really is just to focus on yourself first. Make sure that you're in a good, safe place, and then once you have all that stuff situated, then start working on the class. I've went ahead and kept the deadlines in place, largely just to give you some focus. Some of you may need that, and that'll help some of you. But for some of you, you may be able to work on some of the assignments later on in the class. I'm also taking the cue from a number of other professors. What they have done is they have decided to not only open up the deadlines and take no late papers, but they've also decided to open up the entire class. So if for some reason you think you can do the entire class in 2 weeks, then I'd say go for it. If you can take care of that in 2 weeks and then focus on other classes, focus on your life, or focus on finding work, or whatever situations that you might be in, then I want you to go ahead and do that. So in the meantime, I just wanted to again let you know that I'm there with you. I've also been upended a little bit, as I mentioned. I was traveling up to New York City, and I was supposed to be interviewing this writer, Aaron Comet Bus, who some of you may know and will know. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. So as that was changing and New York was turning into a hot zone, I myself had to move and resituate myself. So I'm currently in Montgomery, Alabama. And for those who are fans of F. Scott Fitzgerald, the writer of The Great Gatsby, then you might take interest in this. His house is an Airbnb, and you can stay in the house that he wrote the story, The Echoes of the Jazz Age, which is where the term Jazz Age came from. That is, interestingly, that's where I'm staying right now. I'm staying in his place. It's a really cool place. It's really interesting. It's this old place. It smells like an old place, and it's the only museum that's dedicated to F. Scott Fitzgerald. I expected to see some ghosts over here. I'm not really a ghost person. I don't know if I believe in that stuff until I see it, but but this is the house where he and his wife Zelda and his daughter Scotty had lived when they were younger, and I think it's kind of interesting. You know, as you know, as an English professor, I'm a little bit of a literary nerd, maybe a little more than even some of my colleagues. So I was really, really excited to be able to stay over here, knowing that this was actually a lot cheaper than a lot of our hotels that we were staying at was a bit of a surprise, and a happy surprise for me. So we're over here in this in the F. Scott Fitzgerald house. It's in the background, and I'll just walk around over here before I shut this video off. But my big thing that I want to do again is just to let you know that that I'm with you in this trying time, and I'm doing as much as I can right now to help. And if you need help with anything else, I want to make sure that you know that you can turn to me with this class or anything else with the university, because this won't be the only issue that comes up. As everything's been changing rapidly, then you know that things are going to be changing in all sorts of ways. So I don't think that we've seen the end of it, but for now, we'll do what we can do with everything, everything that we possibly can. So until then, I want you to, just to reach out to me if you can, if you need any help with anything, and I am more than happy to help you, okay? So in the meantime, I'll let you know if I see any ghosts, my night at the museum experience. So I hope that you're doing well, and stay in touch. All right. Be safe, most of all. Be safe.